I believe I am streaming. Good morning, everybody. It is January 8th, 2023 at about 6 a.m. Now, why am I streaming at 6 a.m.? I thought, why not? Because I normally am awake. Normally I'm awake about 5 o'clock. Today, I was awake at around 4 o'clock. Just woke up, couldn't sleep, felt restless, got up, did a few things, and then thought, well, I had kind of jokingly created a broadcast reminder to start streaming at 6 a.m. And I figured, well, why not? So I do know what I would like to work on. So let me just bring this over here. 1 second. So today, what we're going to work on is, as the title says, a XenForo add-on. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to do something that I hope we can actually accomplish in this video. And I will demonstrate what that is. Now, if you look here, you will see that what I have done. Oh, wait a minute. Is this going to be? Is this going to be some kind of explicit? No, it's not. Okay. So for my message board, what I have done is I have created this add-on called the feed. Now it's essentially like Twitter, and the idea is the same as Twitter. I shouldn't say it's essentially like Twitter because it is severely lacking in features. But one of the things I wanted to do, and something that one of my users had actually suggested to me a while ago, was that here on the main view of the form, you can see all these widgets on the right-hand side. There's one that says top content, latest posts, and trending hashes. Now, what we want to do is have another widget over here that shows you the latest feed posts. So here, we have top content, which shows the last 4 posts, and then, or the top 4 posts. We can talk a little bit later about how top 4 posts are determined in another video, probably. But we want to add a widget here and maybe replace it with one of them. What I'd ultimately like to do is have the widget on the left-hand side and spread some of the love, the left-hand side, the right-hand side. But the important thing is that we get the widget created. Now, we can start by going to my repository where I have the code for this that is here in this XenFeed repository. This is open source. And you can see here that a few weeks ago, I actually did do an official release of a 0.01 product. Now, the reason I did that is because I was working on multiple computers, and it was just the best way to be able to install a new component on different computers. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Now, OBS normally gives you a little chat dialog, and I don't know where that is. So let me go to YouTube. I want to make sure if there's anybody in the chat room, if anybody pops in, that I am going to be able to see them. So let's see. Now, I guess it'd be a good idea to make sure I'm streaming too. I am streaming. I don't know where where exactly is the chat box. Normally when I start streaming on YouTube, it pops up a little chat window. Oh, docs, here we go. Chat. Top chat and live chat. Okay, yeah, okay, got the chat room. And we've already got somebody in here, Captain Fandom Nerd. Good morning, and good morning to you, Captain Fandom Nerd. All right, so back to what I was saying. So what we need to do is we need to install XenForo locally, which is already done, and then we need to install this add-on, and then we need to just kind of figure out how are we going to create these little widgets on the side here for the local install. Once we do that, we go ahead, package it up, and then create a new release and then install that on my message board for quote unquote the production environment. So let's go ahead and clone the repository, but I think it's already been cloned. We can check. And I really need to start working on my Mac because this computer is so, it feels so slow. And again, I think it's the drives. Oh wait, let me make sure that ZAMPP is actually working. Let's make sure that that is up and running. I guess another way we could do this is just to see if the services are up. I should get my mock board. Okay, it doesn't look like it's up and running yet. Yeah, page cannot be loaded, and that makes sense because Apache has not been started, nor has MySQL. Or MySQL, as some say. I don't know which is which. MySQL, MySQL. Okay, here we go. And if I refresh, it should take 20 minutes. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. The little computer that could. Now you can see here, I have added a bunch of mock forums. This was something I think I did in my last XenForo video, where I essentially just wanted to add, in this case, 500 forums to see how it kept up, and it seems like it kept up fine. So the first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll download this release locally. So I hope everybody had a great week back to work. I know that I did, especially since it was a short week, which was nice. It was like you were able to put your toes into the water before actually jumping in. Good stuff. All right, it has been downloaded, so let's go to the admin control panel of my local install and install this. Now, there was another video I wanted to do, another live stream. I was thinking, well, I could either do there's another project I wanted to work on, which is more generic, which is more, it was an Electron C++ project. And I was thinking I could do that since it might have more people might be interested in it. Or I could do another chess video, but then I decided, no, I'm going to go ahead and do this XenForo because I want to get it up and running on my board. And if I just think about it, if I just sit there and just plan it in my head, like, yeah, I'm going to do that, I'm never going to do it. But if I actually sit in front of a microphone, in front of a camera, and actually like talk about doing it, there is a greater likelihood that I will accomplish it. Okay, so let's install the, okay, we gotta do this. So the board is installed in here. We'll just go ahead and load it up in Visual Studio Code. And config.ph, and we can turn it on here, and then actually we can set XenFeed as the default add-on. Okay, so that should do the trick. Let's refresh for good measure. Install. Okay, it's going to allow us, and I just saved it simply to the desktop. Upload. All right, so here it is asking me if I want to install version 0.01. Go ahead and install it, let it do its thing. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. I mean, right off the bat, because what I want to do is I want to clone this repository. And I had on my Mac, when I'm working on Mac, I use links, and it seems to work fine. I use a soft link, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. But I think since I'm on Windows now, Addon has been successfully installed. Since I'm on Windows, I'm just going to go ahead and use an actual folder, and I'll show you what I mean. So what I want to do is I'm going to browse to where the actual add-on is. And you can see here under the add-ons folder, there's the XenForo folders, and then there's my little lulz apps is what I've been releasing things under. So we'll go here, whoops, if I spell it correctly. And then you can see I have the feed plugin, which I just installed, and then the user forms, which I worked on another video in user forms old. This is where I had created a link originally. I had taken the original folder, which got created when I installed the add-on, and then I renamed it to .old, and then I created a soft link to where I had cloned the code. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do it a little differently because that creates problems with packaging. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to move feed to feed.old. Well, actually, before I do that, let me move it back really quick and show you feed.old, or show you the feed in the program. Okay, so if I go back here, when I refresh, I should see a new tab up here that says feed. And then there it is. And it's going to be empty. And because we haven't added anything, and then this should say hello to the feed. And you can see here that the button, it says AMB it, because my message board is named another message board, are also known as AMB. So when I was making a joke, they say, oh, just Google it, just Uber it, just, whatever. So I was like, well, we should AMB it, just AMB it, which of course is a horrible name. And by no means was I serious in trying to actually make that a thing, but I thought it was funny to add it to this plugin. But it's a plugin that I actually want people to use. If it's a plugin I actually want people to use, I need to change that. And I believe I did on a development branch. So let's go. And so now we can move feed to feed.old. And if I try loading it up now, I should get an error. So this should give me an error. Yeah, it gives me, oops, because it can't find the data anymore, or it can't find the source files. So let's go ahead and clone. Now, we're gonna clone it. We're gonna clone that folder, that URL, but we're gonna clone it to the feed folder because that's what it was named. I'm not sure why I did that. So now things should work again. If I refresh this, it should work. And it does. And we still have the AMB. Now, I believe I had started to... I believe I did change that AMB it to something like post or save or send or whatever. But I did it on a development branch. Oops, I gotta go into the folder. All right, I thought I had development branches. Let me see. I do, dev. Okay, and now, let's see. So this AMB it, I think it should change. Yes, okay, so I changed it to post. So this tells me that the message board is using the code that I have checked out, and we're on the right path. We are where we want to be. Okay. So now what? Again, gotta keep focused. The goal is to have the little note, the little widgets is what XenForo calls them. Have the little widgets over here that are going to display the last few feed posts. So let's just create, this is a feed post, and anybody who has watched me with any kind of regularity knows that one of my good friends is a streamer named Joe. His channel is BirdoPrey5. That's probably how you found me, but in case you didn't, go check him out. Joe is a wiener. Let's see. I almost typed something political, but let's not do that. Let's keep this family friendly, okay? And then another one. I am going to take a nap at 8 a.m., which is probably true. Again, I got out of bed at 4 a.m. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 messages here that are being displayed in the feed, and that is great. That is fantastic. Okay, now, how do we get started with our widget? That is a really good question, to which I'm not even sure. I, I looked on Google a little bit trying to find, I couldn't find anything on point. So I think the best thing to do right now is to take an add-on that I know has custom widgets and look at how they did it. So this top content here, this is a custom widget, and this is a custom widget of oops. It is a custom widget. It's this theme house reaction plus top content. So where can I find the source for that? I am going to look on the other monitor really quick, see if I can find it. All right, let's do this. Let's go to their website. I think we'll just go to the website, log in, and download it. Account. It's a nice website. Okay, I'm already logged in. Let's downloads. Reaction Plus. Wait, is that it? I guess that is. I guess that's it. Okay, let's download it. So this is another add-on I have to install so that I can see I can kind of try to get an idea of how it's done. All right, so I'm going to go and install what we just downloaded, which is this Theme House Reacts Plus. Confirm the action. Yeah, I'm already starting to get tired. I don't know what has been happening. I wake up, well, first of all, let's go back to the beginning. I wake up at 2:30 in the morning. Well, I go to bed early, so I'm asleep by 10 p.m. Between 10 and 11 p.m. most nights I am asleep. Sometimes I am asleep as early as 9:30. Other nights I might be asleep as late as 11. If I'm up past 11, it's just because I'm in bed and I can't fall asleep. But generally, I am asleep between 10 and 11. Every night, without fail, my body wakes me up at like 2:15, 2:20. Now, I have a little dog. He's downstairs with my wife right now, but I do have a little Yorkie, and so I think he wakes me up in the middle of the night because he has to go pee because he has his bladder is like the size of a golf ball, if that, because he weighs like 4 pounds. So I get up, and then my house is 2 floors, so I get up. My bedroom's on the 2nd floor, and so I have to walk all the way downstairs to the back part of the house, let him out, and then come outside, and then go back to bed and try and fall asleep. And most nights I'm usually successful, but the past couple of nights I have not been successful. It was the night before last that again I got out of bed at like 3:30, 4 o'clock because I woke up at 2:30 and I could not fall back asleep. I ended up napping like twice during the day. And then yesterday, because I was so tired, because of the night before I hadn't gotten a good night's sleep, I ended up sleeping a decent amount. But then now, this morning, it's kind of like the process is starting over again, where I wake up at 2:30, let my dog outside, and I just tossed and turned. Okay, so let's set up the widget now. I don't think the widget gets set up automatically, does it? Slow. Staff online, latest posts. Okay, this is the widget right here. I'm gonna make a couple of posts to see if they can get in there. And this was another add-on that I thought about writing, was like, or not an add-on, a couple of scripts that I had thought about writing, where what I wanted to do was just have scripts that generate data. And that's kind of how the forums got there, but didn't do it. Let's check this out. All right, so post that thread. Oh, why is this? I need to start working on my Mac. And then let's load up. Let's load up this. I do think I created. I am pretty sure I created other users. So we'll check that out. Where's Min? Thought I just loaded up Min. Is it gonna... Min, there it goes. No. Wait, I don't want to go to A and B. I want to go to my local instance. All right. Well, what's going on? The thing, and this is another thing that's driving me nuts. Like, when did this start happening where you have search engines, and Chrome is doing this too. Search engines are taking local host and not seeing that local host should be hard coded into the browser, and it should be it should have a hard coded DNS entry. All right, I believe the password is simply password. And then, okay, that was successful. I can look at this latest post and then be like, you are 100 and no, I am 110% correct. So I'm also trying to be a little quiet because my wife is sleeping not that far away. So I need to be mindful of that. Okay, you are 110% correct. And then that should be over here as a response. And okay. So, I say so too much. Anyway, in conclusion, after further analysis, anal analysis, it has been decided that this board is awesome. Okay. All right, I think that's the best. That's all we need because I just wanted to get a few latest posts here. Okay, now we have the latest posts installed. It's working. We know that the next step is to start looking at the code and trying to find out how this is done. What my approach to this is normally, I mean, especially when it's something that I don't know anything about, my approach is, oh, look at that, is to just find some text. So we could just search latest posts. So let's go. Now, if I go a few, I should have another folder in here, which I do, which is Theme House. And then inside of there, I should have React Plus. I see I have a core also, so I'm not sure. So let's just look at them both. Now I'm going to start getting confused here. I want to close the overall code of XenForo. And then did I not open up? No, I guess I didn't. Okay, thought I did. All right, so let's create a nice unique color for this, such as purple. That's fine. All right, and then I am going to want to load up. I want to load up the, I'm going to load up my add-on code. So let's go do that. I'm going to put that in a different editor. Feed is what we're talking about today. And then put that there. Okay, so, and then we'll put this, we'll give this a nice color too. Generally, the one I am working on, I simply like to do is black. That's just, that's that way when I switch between this editor and the other editor, I'll see that, yeah, I'll be able to easily distinguish between the two. All right, so what was I doing? I was going to look up the text latest post. Latest post. Hopefully it finds it, but with my luck it won't, and it does not look like it has. But I did want to come over, and it looks like Bird O' Prey is awake, even though I don't know, he's getting lazier in his old age, because I remember when I met Joe, like when we started talking, at this point, those were like 10 years ago now. I think it was more than 10 years ago. I think it was like 2010, 2011 time frame when Joe and I started talking. And he was always up 4:30, 3:30, 4:30. He was constantly awake. I would get up at what I thought was early. It was like 5 a.m. and he'd already be awake. But now he's, like lazy, getting up at 6:30. Typical. All right, I couldn't find latest posts. I mean, the text is coming from somewhere. So since I can't find the surface text, let's inspect the code around it and see if I can find anything there. I'm actually going to close my door. I feel like I'm getting louder and louder. I don't want to bother my wife. Okay. All right, so if I go to latest posts, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for some of the HTML, see if there's anything that looks unique to the HTML. Form overview new post looks like a good string. That, let's try searching for that. Okay, this is getting weird. Am I looking at the right thing? Oh, okay. Well, wait a minute. Maybe we don't even need that. Look at this. Widget. Captain Fandom Nerd says, "Hey, Bird of Prey, Bird of Prey. Hey, Cap, going to sleep." Wait, Joe's going to sleep? Joe just woke up. This is what I mean about how he's just getting lazy. Jesus. Anyway, okay, top content widget, member reaction list. Okay, I do know that it has two widgets. Okay, this is good. But again, I want to know, is this a XenForo widget, or is this a widget of the plugin? Maybe I misunderstood. So let's go to the admin page. Let's go into the admin page and actually look at the widgets that are listed. So that view, this is, I think, forum new, no, not forum new post sidebar, forum list sidebar. And that makes sense. We got members online, new posts, profile posts. No, that's not it. Members online, new post. Okay, all right, okay. New posts. I may have misunderstood. That might not actually be a theme house. That, I still don't know. Let's just add one. So here are the two I'm talking about. Let's just add member reaction list, because it will still get us what we're after. Member reaction list. Give it a widget key. This is, let's make it lowercase. This is a test. And then we're going to put it on the forum view sidebar. We'll make it, just keep that. And then display condition, no display condition, just should save it as that. Let it save. Now when I go over here and refresh, I should see something new over here, right? Okay, so I have no memory. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can remember that there's 5 widgets. Let's see if a 6th one appears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it did not appear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it still didn't appear. Okay. All right. So what I could do is I could start getting rid of the others. So members online, forum. So I'm getting rid of the others to make sure that I'm actually modifying. Hopefully, okay. I need to make sure I'm not modifying A and B. Okay. So I got rid of the members online. Let's see if it disappears. Okay, it did disappear from there. Okay, good. So let's get rid of forum statistics, and let's get rid of share this page. By the way, how does my voice sound? I got a new microphone. It was like on Amazon sale. It was literally I think like a $25 microphone, and I was like, you know what? Why not? And I did a little bit of tests before uh, before going live and just recording myself, and the audio seemed pretty good. So I'm actually impressed for like $25. It sounded pretty good, but I guess the real test will be after this stream is over. I'll go back and check it out. Okay, so new posts, new profile posts. Okay, so I guess there's been no profile post, which is why we don't see that widget, but this is the latest posts. New profile. I'm going to get rid of this too, just to get rid of the noise. There's a few options here. I was just curious to see what that would look like. Joe says it is low. Huh. Is it? Maybe I gotta bring it closer. Is this better? Turn up the gain. Well, the gain in OBS is turned up all the way. Let me see if there's a gain in Windows. Open volume mixer. That's just okay. I'm looking for open sound settings. Maybe that's what I want. Master value input, microphone, test your microphone. Device properties, maybe that. Microphone. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so it was on 83. I am turning it up to 96, but it says volume. I'm guessing it's the volume of the input. Yes, I know closer will get me louder, Joe, but I don't want to actually be closer. I want to like sit back a little bit, and so I'm going to turn it up to 100. I'm going to turn volume up to 100. Let me know if this is better. ABC. Tell me if ABC sounds better. So that way I know time-wise that ABC sounds better. Because right now I'm sitting at about how I would like to sit in broadcast. And if this microphone's not good enough, then I'll just take it back and then maybe I'll get a clip-on one or something. Or maybe I'll spend a little money on another one. Although I still have the microphones from when I did the Addie and Gabe show. Well, Gabe has the microphones. He still has those. And those were nice microphones. But in order to use those, I would have to buy a switch, or I forget what it's called. I'd have to buy something that allows you to take an XLR and then plug the XLR plug into a USB port. Anyway, let me know if it's better. Back to where I was. All right. So I do see these two widgets here. Member reaction list, top content. I want to look for member reaction lists and just kind of get an idea of where it's being referenced. So it's obviously referenced in the file itself. You have the widget definitions, which I think widget definitions. That just looks like a descriptor file of the widgets themselves. And then there's this hashes JSON, which is just hashing all the files. Okay. All right, good. Oh, and Joe says the sound is much better. Is ABC okay? So tell me explicitly if ABC is better, and now tell me if XYZ is also good. So I'm assuming you meant ABC is much better. Now please tell me if XYZ is good, because I'm a little more comfortable and not leaning into the microphone so much. Okay. So I see this widget definitions.xml file. The reason that this raises questions is when creating a XenForo add-on, there's some things you have to, and this is one of my qualms or complaints about it. Some of the things you have to create as a file on your computer, which makes sense. But other things you have to create on the board itself, and then in order to package all the code together, you have to export it. So let me show you what I mean. Let me go to a folder structure. So here, if I look here, where do I want to look? Let's look in user forms. No, let's actually look in XenFeed. So you have things like, you have the entities, you have these files, all these PHP files, are what you create and the board just magically finds. It's not magic. It's, I mean, I know how it works, but it just magically finds them when you create them on your file system. But then there's other data, like phrases is a good example, or templates is another good example. In order to add a phrase or a template to your add-on, you have to go into the you have to go to developer mode of the message board and then explicitly add it. I don't know where that is offhand. I probably could find it. Let's see. I think it's down here. Like, here are your routes that you have to add. But anyway, you add these things on the board, and then you go ahead and then you do essentially a build. They call it build. I think it would be better named as a dump or something. But you do this build, and then that generates data here in the output file. So I see this widgets definitions.xml file. I see that it's XML. I don't know if this is something where I have to define the widgets in the admin CP, and then this file itself will be exported, or if I have to create this file and then import it into the admin CP. So how can I figure that out? Well, I do believe there is a way to add widgets. Widget position, advertising, widget definitions. So these are the development options I'm looking at over here on the left-hand side. I see widget positions, which, okay, that's a pretty cool option, which I didn't know exists. I'm just curious what happens if you add one. Position, title, description, add-on. Okay, that's interesting. Widget definitions. Today's birthday. Okay, this looks promising. But see, here it says widget definitions, and then it has add widget. Like, what does that mean? What am I adding it to? Oh, okay, actually adding it to somewhere. So there's all these other different widgets. Find member, and then there's this HTML widget, which allows you to kind of do anything. Members online, a PHP callback. So let's see if I can, let's top content. Let's see if I can see anything about it. So we got the definition ID, you've got a title, which makes sense. And then here's the definition class. This class should implement all relevant widget behaviors. It should be based on blah, blah, blah. All right, we're getting somewhere. So what if I add a widget definition? And then let's see, definition ID. So I've been prefacing everything with LZ, like ThemeHouse does TH, and then there's, the people do JF, or Bird of Prey might do, I don't know, BP. But I've been doing, since I kind of am doing things under Laws Apps, which is a domain I've owned for years and done nothing with. Anyway, LZ. And then, so the widget definition ID, LZ, so this would be feed preview. All right. So what's title? Oh wait, definition ID. Okay, so let's save that. Let's put this here. Whoops. and then LZ feed preview. This is going to be the preview. All right, description. Widget showing the latest posts in the feed. Exclamation point. All right, we'll come back to definition class in a second. And so this is going to be, see, I need to rename my feed add-on, but we'll just keep it as that. Definition class. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back and look at the one we were just looking at. So this is Theme House React Widget Top Content. Okay, widget top content. Top content. So member reaction list. Let's go back and just look at member reaction list real quick. Yes. Okay, so this is obviously the publisher, the add-on name, widget member reaction list. So what I need to do then, we will use, let's see, we're going to use the shorter file, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. All right, so member reaction list is the shortest one. We're just going to take this, and this is where nearly 40 years of programming experience comes in handy. You simply copy and paste. Yes. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to save this under, it's going to be saved under widget. Lolzap feed, the widget folder. Oh wait, I need to do that differently. I'm not on Mac. I gotta actually go create folder widget. Oh, Windows. Okay, there we go. Thank you. And then, what did we call it? We called it, I'm just going to call it feed preview.php. I think that makes sense. Okay. And then obviously I need to change a few things. So this is going to be feed preview. This extends abstract widget, so we can get rid of these comments. Yeah, so with my luck, I would check the comments in, and then people would complain or somebody. Okay. All right. Renderer. Okay, so it's using a template as well. This is the template. So I think as a test, get reaction or okay, so that's just a function that's just used. It doesn't look like, it looks like this is the base method here. And I bet if I looked up the implementation of, let's do that. I'm betting if I look up the implementation of abstract widget, it probably has a render function. I wonder if it's pure virtual. I don't even know if PHP supports pure virtual functions, but my curiosity is going to get me. Let's find out. So what I want to do, I want to load up the XenForo code and take it from there and see. So let's give this another color. Let's surprise me. Nope, I already have one that looks too much like that. Okay, brown is good. All right. And then if I look up probably, okay, oh, I just saw it. Where did it go? Abstract class. So yeah, okay, so so this is how you do it. You define the class itself as abstract, which makes sense. And then is there a render? Right, yep, right here. Abstract public function. So yeah, so abstract, pure virtual, same thing. So I'm a genius, I was right. Let's go back. So I have to implement this. So I have to create a template. I gotta remember how to do that. Code offenses. No, is it going to be under appearances, styles, and templates? Templates. Add template. Okay. And then I can put it on my feed add-on, and I can call this LZ feed preview template. And for right now, it's just going to say, I love the feed. Okay, that's it. That's all it's going to say. We're going to say that, and we will put this, save that off. So now, in here, all right. Now this might work. I don't know if it will, but it might. All it's going to do is it's just going to show this template, which it just says like I had, it says I love the feed, and it's just going to show that on the side. Well, actually, I need to go and I need to add the template to a page. So where do I do that again? Widgets. We will add it to the forum list, which is here. The latest posts. Let's refresh this to make sure I fix that. Pretty sure I did. Maybe I didn't. Okay, let's fix that real quick. Yeah, simple. Okay, so now what's on the right-hand side should be much better. Okay, that's good. Now, forum list sidebar, we're going to add, oh, it's not on here. Okay. Why isn't it on that list? Well, I do not have, remember this had this widgets definition file, and I don't have that. Do I need it? I guess I do. I mean, it would make sense that I need it. It's okay. Where is it at? It's widget definitions under the data folder. But again, is this one of those things that I need to create on the file system, or is it one of those things I need to pull down? Well, let me make sure that when I created the widget definition that looked okay. No, it was under development. Development, widget definitions, and it should still be here somewhere. LZ. Did I not add it? Did I like click cancel or something? Here's the template. Save and exit. I saved the template. Okay, let me refresh to make sure. I thought I added it. Joe, did I add it? Is anybody paying attention? Did I add it? Okay, let's check. Let's do this again. LZ feed preview. The title is going to be LZ feed preview. Description, we'll save for later. Definition class is not that. The definition class we're going to copy from one of the other widget definitions. Oh wait, I don't want to get copyright. I don't want to get a copyright strike for humming a song. Okay. So this. Okay, yeah, no, I don't remember doing this. So I think maybe I didn't finish this. Lulz apps feed, and then I think it's just called feed preview, and then feed. Lulz apps feed widget feed preview, and if I go back to my class, that's what it should be. Feed preview widget. Okay. All right. Save. Invalid class. Okay. Why? 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 Is it file name conflict? No. Definition class. This class should implement all relevant widget behaviors. It should be blah, blah, blah. Let's not show this. Invalid class. Why would it be an invalid class? All right. What you're about to see is what 20 years of programming experience will get you. Actually, I guess at this point, about 25 years of programming experience will get you. And that is how to Google. So today we have learned about copy and paste, and now we are talking about Google. This doesn't look like helpful, but... And this link downloaded a zip file. Let's see what's in it. An XML file. It just looks like, it's probably just like the language file. Okay. Actually, I can delete a couple of things here. Okay. Add widget definition. Let's just start there. All you need to know about widgets. Nope. It's not helpful. We ran into some problems. Invalid class. I'm kind of a little stumped here. I mean, if I compare mine to one that works, theme house React plus widget member reaction list, Laws apps, feed, widget feed preview. Is there, no? Member reaction list. Okay, let's... I think I might know the problem. I think. I'm not 100% sure. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up a program off screen so that you nosy people can't see it. I'm almost out of Diet Mountain Dew. I found this, and so this, I'll have to, when there's a little bit more daylight, I'll have to, and if I'm still streaming, I'll have to show this toy that I bought. It is a Glock, a fake Glock. Guns are not toys. Real guns are not toys. But I bought this fake Glock, and it's amazing because it's basically like a real Glock, except everything's plastic, and the bullets are like Nerf. But it's down to, it's so real that you have to make the bullet, you have to put the inside of the bullet into the casing of the bullet, and then you have to put everything into the what is it called? Not pouch, the jacket, or you have to load the bullets up, and then you got to put the thing into the gun. You actually got to cock it back, and when you shoot, the bullet comes out, and then the casing flies to the side, just like on a real gun. It's so ridiculous, but it's so cool. All right, give me 1 second here. Let's see. I'm still having problems with source tree. So how's everybody doing on this Sunday? Today, in case you didn't know, and I know, I mean, I didn't really know. I mean, yeah, I do know. Today, and don't be sad, is the last day for regular season games in the NFL. Now, this means that for me, like I can't say I love football, but I love Redskins football, though you can't say Redskins anymore. And you can't say Washington football team anymore. I guess you got to say I love Commanders football. I love Commanders football. I love the Washington Redskins Commanders football team. I love them. But they're pretty much that's pretty much the only football I watch. And it looks like they're going to, or they have. It doesn't look like they have been. They've been eliminated from the playoffs. So today's their last game of the season. They're kind of playing for nothing. I guess at this point they're just kind of playing for pride. But big controversy all season long. It was a fun season. It was a letdown of a season, but it was fun. Okay, let's see. Add. No. What am I doing? Let me do. I swear I'm more productive when I do these. When I'm streaming and working, I'm more productive because it helps keep me focused. When I'm just working on my own, I am scatterbrained. Okay, feed, select folder. I wish I could stream all the time when I'm programming, but that would. I think there's some customers, some clients of mine that would they would take issue with that. All right, come on. All right, I can bring this back over, but just it still hasn't responded. Eliminated because of racism. No, they changed the name several years ago. And honestly, when they were Washington football team for 2 years, I loved that name and really thought they should have kept it. Okay, so what we got here is we got this file, which is okay, this is so we're just going to ignore that. Metadata. So what I wanted to do is I don't want to commit my code to source repository to Git. I don't want to commit anything right now, but I do want to stage it just in case anything gets written over by what I'm about to do. And what I'm about to do is there is a command when it's building the add-on. Like when you're ready to release your add-on, you issue a command that says, okay, here's the add-on, I'm ready to go. And what it does is it pulls all the files down or it doesn't pull any files down. It writes a bunch of stuff that's in the database, like the templates, for example, and the phrases. Those things that you created on the website, it takes those and puts those into like an XML file or maybe a JSON file. I can't remember offhand, but it takes them from the database and puts them onto your disk so that you can redistribute your add-on. And I'm going to do that command because when I added the widget definition, I added it into, quote, the database. And now I need to get that widget definition out and onto the file system, maybe? That doesn't sound right, actually, because if it's in the database, why would it have problems? I'm kind of just shooting in the dark here. But anyway, I know the command is on this page towards the bottom. It's this. So, and it's also, but since I'm on Windows and Windows is kind of horrible, there's a, I don't even think PHP is in my path. No. Zamp bin, I think, PHP. Is this it? And I have to use, no, I have to use exe on Windows? I think I do. No. Okay. Zamp bin. No. I thought it was under. Okay, maybe it's under just under PHP. PHP.exe. Okay. And that's PHP 8, which is fine. And so what I want to do is I want to call command.php. I am already in the folder for the board. Then I want to do xf addon build release and then lols apps feed. Okay, so this supposedly has written everything. And if I go back here, I can see what it has written. And okay, so it wrote all this stuff in the data folder. And then part of that should be widget definitions, which is blank. Interesting. Did I not save it? Oh, I can't save it because it's inbound to class. Do I need to add this as a class? Okay, so now my thinking idea is this definition class, do I need to add it somewhere else? Do I need to like register it? Do I need to let the system know that like, oh, this is a class that, you should use? So we'll go back to Theme House's version of this and we'll look at member reaction list again to see where it's at. And it's only in this widget definitions file and in the hash file. But you can see when I ran the build, when I ran that build command, you can see here all the files that got created. So basically, it looks like it created a data folder, an underscore data folder, and then it created the .zip file, of course. I need to bump the version. That's another thing I need to do. Widget positions. But this widget definitions is blank, and I don't know why. Well, I mean, I do know why. It's because I can't save a widget definition because this is blank. All right, let's look at Google again. All right, it's 7 o'clock. I'm getting hungry. And I'm getting tired. All right, that's not any help. Let's go to the XenForo message board. See if there's anything there. Add condition for checking unexisting widget definition. While creating widget, XenForo have get parameter, but if we type random value for that, we will see further actions. It would be perfect to give the user an error stating that such definition does not exist. I don't know what that means, and that doesn't really help me out. What is this? Okay, let's back up. Does the tutorial talk about adding widgets? Maybe it does. Wait, if you spell it right. Okay, there are 17 instances. Okay, wait a minute, widget positions. Okay, wait, this looked good. Widget positions are added under go to widget positions, click add widget position. Type position ID of demo portal view sidebar, type demo view sidebar, and the appropriate action. Of course, we still won't see it until we add some widgets. Widgets themselves are not assigned to add-ons. So the widgets you create for this position, if you wish to ship some configured widgets by default, will need to be added to the setup class. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. So we need to add it to the setup. Aha! I knew I'd figure it out. Oh, man, I'm a genius. Okay, let's, where is it? It's install step. I don't remember what file it's in. Install. Okay, install step 3. So we can go here. We can put this into install step 4. Okay, install step 4. I really hate end of line brackets. And then we will just go ahead and indent this for readability. Okay. Now what does this mean? Okay, let's go back. Okay. For the sake of simplicity, we just duplicate widgets that are currently assigned, blah, 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 blah. What is okay. So by default, we're telling it where to be. Ugh, I hate reading. I hate reading. Okay, but I'm actually going to have to read this a little bit. I will read it out loud. Why am I looking over here? I will read it out loud. The camera was over there the other day, so I keep looking over there. Is there a cat in the room? I heard a noise. Okay. Oh, it's not a cat. There's a dog trying to get in. 1 second. What do you mean? Do you want to come say hi to people? Do you want to come say hi to everybody? Let me say hi. Say hi, Muwan. Say hi. Hi, Muwan. Oh, Muwan. You want to help me program? You want to help me write this? You want to help me figure out this widget? All right. Okay. Calm down. It's okay. All right. So something. Okay. I think we can start right here. Something else that might be useful to help improve how this page looks is to add a sidebar, or more accurately, a widget position that displays the sidebar. Okay, so this is because this add-on adds a whole new page. So they want to add a widget position so that you can add widgets to the page. We don't need to do that. So we don't need to add this widget position. We do, however, need to do this create widget. I think all we need to do, though, is we need to define the widget's name, and then we can define it to, for the sake of simplicity, we just duplicate widgets that are currently assigned. I think I know. Okay. Demo bar members online. I'm not sure. Okay, this is adding widgets to the page. Create widget. Is this the page or no? Demo portal view sidebar. Okay, this must be the name of the widget. The first argument must be the name of the widget. And we named our widget this, right? Right, that's what we named it. Members online must be where you, on what page you want it to show up. For now, we just want it to show up on the forum view, but do I know that forum view is actually, do I know that this is this relevant? Does that make sense? Forum view sidebar. It did autocomplete a lot for me. Let me see. So I use GitHub Copilot, which is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I mean, you can see everything that it just auto filled in for me. Now, you know, it's not always right, but even when it's not completely right, it will 99 times out of 100 put you on the right path. So does this talk about, let's see, does this talk about create widget at all? Create widget. I know I have to run the install step after that, but all right, let's. Also, another thing, I don't know if it's just me, but documentation, it's so awful. It's like, it's so hard to find. Nobody knows, no, I can't say nobody knows how to write good documentation. There are a few exceptions. Microsoft generally writes really good documentation and makes it easy to find things. Qt, the C++ GUI API Qt, which has an extensive library, has excellent documentation. But for the most part, most things just have horrendous documentation. And so here I am. What I want to know, and I challenge anybody watching, which I think at this point is probably just Joe, but I challenge anybody watching to find me documentation for this function right here called create widget. In the XenForo library, there is a function called create widget, which is in the setup class. And I challenge you, find me an API document, find me a link that documents that API call. I'm gonna try right now. Not Nappy API. Creating a new widget. Okay, here's a community. I have a small PHP code set. Okay. Already had helpful response. Thanks so much. Well, where's the helpful response? I have a small PHP script that checks the API of some gaming servers and displays whether they are online or not. At the moment, I am calling to this script from an HTML widget using an iframe. However, the problem is I don't always know how many results I'm going to get back. Blah, 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 blah. So it'd be great if instead I could just display the contents. The PHP is sharply. My assumption is that for someone who understands. And so this guy, he asks this long question. And then literally, let's see, 4:52. Literally like 15 minutes later, he says, I already got some great responses. But I guess people DM'd him the response, which is what you want, really, when you're posting on a public forum technical questions. You really want private answers. That makes total sense, because you don't want to. You just want people to know you're looking for the problem. Who would actually ever who else would ever want the solution for that? Okay. Again, I challenge you. Find me any documentation for this create widget call. There is none. So, as an alternative, what I have to do is I have to go into the XenForo code and actually find the source code for it and try to figure out how it works from that. And then so we'll do that. We will not search create widget. We will do a case sensitive search for space create widget. Because where it's defined, it should say like protected or public, or whatever. It should say public function create widget. Let me make sure I spelled it correctly. Or I'm looking at it correctly. Create widget right there. Let's look it up. Okay, here we go. Install helper trait. So here's the widget key definition ID, and then an array, and then the title. Digit key definition ID. What is the difference between widget key and definition ID? Again, I challenge anybody to figure that out for me. All right. Let me go back to the examples. No. Okay, so theme house must have a call to create widget, right? If it's spelled right. Create widget. No. Really? No. It's got it. What is the name of the file I was looking at? Setup inside of what folder? It's just in the root folder. Setup. Here we go. Add column, add column, add column. Get reaction, add column, add column. No. Is the word widget anywhere in this? No, it's not. What are we doing? What is going on? All right, let me check something else. let me comment this out. Did I leave in, I wonder if this is the problem. I wonder if I just left in old code. Lulz apps, feed. Well, wait, what would the namespace be? Lulz apps, feed, widget, then feed preview. Okay, let's see if that's the, maybe that was the problem altogether. All right. That was the problem. Yeah, that was the problem. All right. Now, if I do that, now I'm curious because if you look at my extension, if I go over here into the data folder, you will see that the widget definitions is blank. But if I do that command I did earlier, this build release, I wonder if it will populate that. And it did. Okay, good. All right, we are on the right track. We are on the right track. Now I want to see if the widget actually works. Let's go. So I think it was here. Now before, if I click this, what I want to see is that blank thing that said, I love the feed or whatever. It should just be in a box there. If it works, I'm going to go downstairs and get something else to drink and come right back. If it doesn't work, I'm probably going to go downstairs and get something else to drink and come right back. All right, let's try it. It didn't work. But wait, I never added it because I wasn't able to add. I never added it. Okay. And it's still not in this list. Why isn't it in this list? It's not in that list. Let me just refresh the page just to see. Appearance widgets. There it is. Okay. Needed a page refresh. Okay, we're good. Oh. Template errors. Template admin widget definition is unknown. All right, so this is telling me that it's trying to get that I haven't defined any options for the widget, which is fine. It seems to be still processing everything. So let's see if I can add it. Widget key, LZ, feed preview 1. I am going to add it to the form list sidebar. No display conditions. It's there. It seemed to work. Refresh. Yes! Haha! All right, I'm going to go get something to drink. I'll be right back. Joe, you're in charge. I'll be right back. I am back. Joe's saying it's my show now, bitches. Well, I hope you finished the widget, Joe. I hope you finished the widget. All right. Well, this is good. This is good because what we have accomplished is we have the widget showing a template. We have it showing, and that's good. That's a good thing. So, this is a good point where we check in our code. Now the data folder is, you don't want to check the data folder in. At least I don't think you do. Or do you? That is a good question. Do I want to? I know. Oh, no. I want to check in the. Okay, here it is. Right. I want to check. I know that you check in the output folder because I've already checked in the output folder to some extent. Well, have I? All right, let's take a look. Yes, see the output folder's there. And again, the output folder is where things from the database are taken and put onto disk, and then when you distribute the add-on to another person, like if I take my add-on and give it to Joe to install on his board so that it'll send me all his passwords and credit card numbers, then the output folder is where things that were in my database that are needed for the add-on are put and then subsequently then therefore installed on his database. That was a lot of words to say very little. Point is I'm not sure what to check in here. And I kind of actually wish I had another test board just so I could so that I could see what to check in. Let's go ahead and we will go ahead and check in things in the output folder. I think you probably do not want to add the data folder, and you definitely do not want to add the releases. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and add those to my ignore everything under release. I don't know about everything under data. I really don't. Fudge. Well, let's look at other XenForo plugins. Why don't we do that? Let's see how other XenForo plugins that use GitHub have done it. Right? I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one. But I'm not sure what to search for. XenForo Addon. And no, I want to search all of GitHub. Minecraft Association add-on for XenForo. Now this looks like a big add-on just by the fact that it has a lot of files. It has a pretty big README file, and it looks like it was updated last 4 years ago. So this, they don't even have an output folder. And of course, this could have been written for XenForo 1.0. So it's hard to say. Let's move on to the next one. I think I can sort by recently updated. Tiny and XenForo 2 add-on to use Tiny MCE Rich Editor. I don't know what that is. And this does not look very promising. Since just by virtue of it being so small, it doesn't look promising. I'm sure that's not the first time some of you have heard that. All right. What about this one? XenForo to optimize list queries. Well, that sounds interesting anyway. That just sounds, let's see. Optimize query for getting threads in a form with large number of threads. Okay, well, okay. Updated 3 months ago. Now see here, you see the output folder, but no data folder. XenForo 2, who replied? Again, output and no data folder. All right, so I think let me get one more to really convince me. Matt Drain Troop. No. Let's see. Hide Goliath. XenForo 2X add-on to change the path of, I don't know what that means. Add-on that adds BBC codes to insert a table of contents and posts. That's interesting. Again, output folder, no. So I think we're not going to check in the data folder. I think it's just the output folder. So we need to add the ignore. We need to stage that. The setup file ended up not changing, so I can just reset that. I ended up not needing to add it. This is what's generated by XenForo, and this was the problem. That was why it was telling me that it was an invalid class, because I was trying to use a theme house namespace. And honestly, those are the kind of errors that just comes with experience. That just comes with experience of writing a XenForo add-on. This is literally the second or third one I've ever written, so it didn't even occur to me to look at that. But next time it might, maybe. All right, let's widget is displaying. Widget is displaying. Actually, I want to go ahead and ignore the data folder too. I don't want it to be polluting everything. Let's go ahead and push it up to GitHub. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. All right. We are making progress. So now, if we go back to the board, okay, it just says I love the feed. And then you can see here that the latest post, it looks like a widget. It's nice and contained, and it has a nice little link at the top. Let's see how ThemeHouse did that. Let's start small. And let's aim to just get the I love the feed. Let's just aim to get it wrapped in the template. And I imagine that's just a simple, like literally probably just a simple wrapper in the template code. So what we can do is, actually no, what we can do, excuse me. We need to look at the right file. We need to go back and look at the widget file and look at the top content. We need to get the template name, which is this right here. We search for the template name, and then we find it in the templates.xml file, and voila. Okay. Well, it's not quite voila actually. Okay, render template raw. Why is everything got to be so difficult? Literally, why can't the definition just be there? Why? I'm getting too tired. I mean, it's got to use another variable, render template, which means that render template is getting passed in the data, and I'll show you what I mean. It's getting passed. Where'd it go? No. Where'd it go? It's somewhere. Am I in the widget? Yeah, I am in the widget. Oh, why does it close? I need to turn that setting. I hate that the preview setting of Visual Studio Code is on by default. So if I open up a file and look at it, it's in preview mode. So that way it'll just, if I go somewhere else, this file, it'll just disappear. Of course, now it won't do that. Oh, see, look, it disappeared. So it's like, oh my God, that's infuriating. Just open it up. All right. Legit. Wait, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I just needed to look at it a little bit closer. This does look like the widget body, actually. Div. No results found. Let's be brave. Let's be brave. Well, two things. First, let me look for this again. Oh my God, I might have to stop for the day. This is literally driving me crazy. Because what I want. This kind of shit is what pisses me off. And I see so many programmers doing this. Look, I understand that when you're writing code that you get a fancy idea and you're like, oh, this is going to be so fancy. Look how fancy, look how clever I am. But it's clever for the sake of writing. It's often just clever for the sake of writing. It doesn't necessarily add any value. It doesn't necessarily make the code faster. And 9 times out of 10, it makes the code harder to read. Code is written once. It is read many times. And part of writing code is not about trying to find the most clever way to do it. You have to think like people are going to read this. So maybe I don't want to make it as completely esoteric and complicated as possible for the sake of showing off how smart I am. I used to work with somebody like that, and it was obnoxious. It was obnoxious. Anyway, what was I doing? I was trying to figure out the frickin' template that was getting rendered. Because all I want to do is just figure out how it's wrapped. Okay, it's probably just wrapped in this, but then okay, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this anymore. Where is the beginning of this if statement? This if statement's right here. If items is not empty, I just don't care. Okay, and then it continues on. What? What? How is it wrapped? Okay, block container, block miner. Okay, let's do this. Let's just add this to our template. We are going to add just a couple of divs and a H3 block, and we're going to see if that is sufficient. So templates. We're going to go into the templates. I'm about ready to call it a stream. I'm exhausted. Again, I woke up at like 2:30. Got out of bed at like 4. I am going to go back to bed soon. Okay, preview template right there. Okay. See, look, I made it nice and easy to read. So let's just block with the, you know what, I'm going to do this to remove that, and then I'm going to go, Joe is a snot head, and then we'll close it out. And let's see how it looks. All I want is for it to be wrapped. Like, I just want it to be wrapped, like this is right here. Let's see what happens. Why is this so slow? Okay, okay, okay. It's wrapped. That is good. All right. Now what we need to do, now we need to actually start implementing this. So we need a couple of things. One, that's we could just call that the title. And where did it go? Where did I close it? Where is the window? Did I close it? What happened to my editor of my code? There it is. Okay. But that's not what I wanted. I wanted to go back and edit the template. I am getting too tired. I think I need to stop. Latest feeds. Okay, we'll just call it that. We'll call it latest feeds. And then what's going to happen is it's going to look the same to this. So this comes down. This has I don't know what the if statement's about, but then down here with the macro. Oh, okay, that's the wrapper for how each item is displayed. So I'm gonna have to remember. Okay. Let's just export that. Check it in. Call it a day. We'll wrap up. So now instead of saying Joe is a snothead, it should just say latest feeds. And it doesn't. Did I not save it? Save. Save. Latest feeds. There we go. All right. This is progress. The next step at this would the next step on this is to just start getting the latest feeds, and then just display them uglily. You know, just make sure the data gets displayed. And then once the data is getting displayed, then you start making it look a little bit prettier, and then that should be it. And then you probably want to have links to it. You know, it's probably going to look similar to this. If I go looking at the feed, you know, so I can see, you know, a miniature user icon with the name, the time, and then the actual feed, and then maybe you could have the actual text. Really, it could just look like this. Like if I take this and let's see if I can squish this down. Well, that's as far as I can squish it down. But if I could squish it down a little bit more, that would pretty much what it would look like. You know, like if I just line it up here. That's essentially it. You know, it just has the top part's going to say latest feeds, and just display each written feed kind of like that. You could even have the thumbs up, thumbs down, and reply buttons, but those could, at least for the initial version, just take you right to the feed. Instead of actually allowing you to thumbs up, it takes you into the feed, and that way it gets users out of this page and into this page. So I think I exported already, so let me make sure, let me see what code it created. So it did update a couple of things. It updated the template and it updated the hash file for the template. So let me go and do that. Okay, more updates before going back to bed. And then if I look on, no, I'm not even going to bother. But okay, so that worked. But I do want to show you one thing. I did promise to show one thing before I left. And that's this. This is the fake Glock. Now you do have to put the bullets together. Oh, I even bought a laser pointer for it. Oh, I'm ridiculous. Okay, let me, so here's the gun itself. I mean, this thing looks real. Like, I would not go around the neighborhood playing with this. It doesn't even have a red cap, which I think is ridiculous. But you can completely, just like a real Glock, the magazine comes out, and you put the magazine in. You gotta put it in the right way, and then you would cock it and shoot it. So let me do that. But I don't know where. Okay, here. I've literally only put together one bullet. So you have to load the bullet. Here's the bullet here. So here's the shell for the bullet, which looks just like a real shell. And then here's the actual bullet itself. And then you can put that into the top part there. And you put it into the magazine like you would a real bullet. Right? So it's in. Hopefully that works. I don't know. We'll see. Now, obviously, it's not as tight as a real gun. Like, if you've ever tried to put bullets into a gun, you really gotta push down. This, it's all plastic. It's fake. So I put the cartridge in. Now, if you know anything about guns, if I pull the trigger, nothing's gonna happen. See, nothing happens because you gotta cock it, right? And now, if I shoot it, the shell's gonna come out. At least I thought it would. Did it come out? I mean, the bullet definitely fired. Oh. The shell was in the gun. So the shell, I guess the shell doesn't pop out. It doesn't pop out like it would with a real gun. I'll find the bullet later. And then, you gotta, like, the bullets you gotta put together. They come with the shell and then the actual little Nerf part. And I've only put one together. And then actually, like I said, okay, oh. I haven't even opened this. I got this like a month ago, and I haven't even opened it. I also got, I'm gonna get this ready off screen, and then have a big reveal. This is so ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. I spend my money on useless crap. I also got a silencer. The silencer. A silencer, and then the little. I don't have any batteries on the laser pointer. Where does it go? Actually, I gotta take the silencer off. Put this on. How does this go on? I've actually never used a sight on a gun before. Never used a silencer either. But if you know anything about guns, you know that silencers don't actually really silence the gun. They kind of dampen it. Yeah, they dampen it, but they don't actually silence it. It's actually like when you're in the movies and you hear, God damn it, everything's falling apart, and somebody with a silencer shoots a gun and like it's just like, that's not real. That's not what a silencer sounds like. That much I know. I've never fired a gun with a silencer, but they actually make legitimate noise. And if you've ever fired a gun like without a silencer, they make a lot of noise. The only thing that a silencer really does is make it so that you probably don't need ear protection. But you're still going to hear it, and it's still going to sound like a shotgun. Or, I'm sorry, it's still going to sound like a gun. Alright, so I'm trying to get this sight. I'm not sure how to get this on. Oh, okay, it goes on the bottom. Whoa. Yeah, I might have to fool with this later, too. But this whole thing was like $30, and yeah, okay, there we go. There's the sight, and then with the silencer. And this is I mean, this looks like a standard like Glock 19. I mean, it's obviously much lighter. A Glock. Where is my Glock 19? I think my Glock 19 is downstairs. What do I actually? I'll be right back. No, I don't think you can show guns on YouTube or something like that. So this is a toy gun. Remind you, this is a toy gun. But yeah, it's interesting. So if I remember, I'll put up a link or something. But it's a piece of crap. No, I got it because I wanted to shoot squirrels in the backyard. Whoa, did I just say that? I shouldn't say that. Look, it's better that I shoot squirrels with a Nerf gun, which is all this is. I shoot squirrels with a Nerf gun to get them out of my yard, or shoot them with a real gun. Like, which would you prefer? I mean, I would probably prefer the real gun, but you know that's also illegal. Oh, wait, does the sight? How do I turn the sight on? There was a battery tab. The sight. Oh, it comes with no battery. Why would you put a battery tab in the sight? Or not in the sight, in the aim, in the pointer, if there's no battery in there? Weird. Oh, let's put the piece of plastic in to protect the battery from making a connection. Oh, but you know what works even better? If you don't have a battery. Ridiculous. Anyway, that's my toy. That's my my toy. You know, I own 3 Glocks, like real Glocks, and I went and bought a toy Glock. So, because it was missing from my life. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'm glad that shooting them with a Nerf gun is probably illegal too. It probably is. But if they're on my property, this is America. This is America. I'll shoot a squirrel if I want. Thank you for watching, everybody. I don't know when I'm going to do a live stream again, but now that I got a nice handy little microphone that actually the quality actually sounds good, maybe I'll do chess. I've been getting back into chess. I haven't been drinking much. I haven't been drinking at all, really, for like about a year now. And I drink here and there, but I just like I was drinking. I was drinking a little bit more than I probably should have been, and I was playing a lot of chess, drunk chess, and that's when I would do the videos. And so, but I haven't been drinking, but I have been playing chess, so I'll probably play chess, maybe even later on today. But don't forget, Redskins game, 4 o'clock. I'll see you there. Not that I'm going to be streaming, or at the game, but enjoy your day. All right. Bye, everybody.